The incessant search for a full and meaningful life is an intrinsically human journey, permeated by challenges, uncertainties, and the constant need to nurture the flame of hope. In the midst of this trajectory, motivation stands as a beacon, guiding us through the storms of doubt and despair towards the safe harbors of fulfillment and happiness. Inspired by the wisdom contained in the video's transcription, we will explore in depth the fundamental pillars for cultivating an unwavering motivation, capable of propelling us to conquer our most audacious goals and to experience everyday miracles. At the core of motivation lies the clarity of vision, the sharpness of the goal we aim to achieve. It is the vivid and detailed mental representation of the desired future that ignites the spark of inspiration within us and provides us with a direction to follow. However, the journey between vision and reality is often winding and uncertain, requiring an essential ingredient: faith. Faith, in this context, transcends mere religious belief. It manifests as a deep and unwavering conviction in the possibility of realizing our vision, even when external circumstances seem unfavorable. As wisely articulated in the video, the what, the final goal, is often delineated by our will and ambition. However, the how, the intricate process of materializing this goal, resides in a sphere that often escapes our direct control. It is at this point that faith becomes crucial. It allows us to place a serene trust in the flow of life, in the intrinsic wisdom of the universe, and, for those who profess a religious belief in divine providence. Maintaining focus on the vision incessantly feeds the flame of faith. When our mind is constantly directed towards the desired outcome, when we visualize in detail the feeling of triumph and the benefits of conquest, we strengthen our conviction that this future is not only possible, but also probable. Faith, in turn, feeds back into focus, offering us the necessary resilience to persevere in the face of obstacles and the hope that impels us to overcome inevitable setbacks. Faith, far from being a passive attitude, is a dynamic and active emotional state. It manifests in our willingness to act in alignment with our vision, to take the necessary steps, however small they may seem, towards our goal. It is the belief that motivates us to get up after a fall, to learn from our mistakes, and to persist even when fatigue and discouragement try to paralyze us. The journey towards achieving our goals is not a solitary endeavor. We are social beings, intrinsically connected to one another, and the quality of our relationships has a profound influence on our emotional state, our motivation, and our ability to persevere. The video offers us a valuable perspective on the importance of cultivating intimacy with discernment and of carefully selecting the company we keep. Intimacy, by its nature, opens the doors to our inner world, exposing our vulnerabilities, our fears, and our insecurities. Sharing our dreams and aspirations with those close to us can be an invaluable source of support, encouragement, and perspective. However, indiscriminate intimacy can become a dangerous trap, especially when we share our deepest longings with individuals who do not share our values, who are permeated by negativity, or who, out of envy or misunderstanding, can undermine our confidence and divert our focus. Wisdom lies in discerning those few intimate friends who genuinely rejoice in our achievements, who offer us unconditional support in times of difficulty, and who challenge us to grow and reach our full potential. These relationships become an emotional sanctuary, a safe space where we can share our joys and sorrows, our successes and failures, without fear of judgment or ridicule. On the other hand, the quality of our broader company also plays a crucial role in our motivation. The old proverb quoted in the video, "Bad company corrupts good morals," resonates with a timeless truth. Constant exposure to negative, pessimistic people, or those who settle for mediocrity, can insidiously erode our own motivation and lead us to lower our standards and abandon our dreams. Cultivating a social circle composed of individuals who share our principles, who have a positive mindset, and who seek personal growth is an invaluable investment in our own motivation and well-being. These people inspire us, challenge us to step out of our comfort zone, and offer us a sense of belonging and mutual support. One of the biggest hindrances to our motivation and emotional well-being lies in the trap of misplaced expectations. We often place our hopes and expectations on people, expecting them to act in the way we desire or to meet our emotional needs. When these expectations are not met, we experience frustration, disappointment, and resentment, feelings that undermine our motivation and consume our energy. The video offers us a liberating perspective to place our hope in God, or in the higher power we believe in, and not in people. This shift in focus frees us from the burden of human expectations, which are inherently fallible and subject to change. By trusting in a source of unconditional and transcendent support, we find an inner peace that allows us to deal with the imperfections and failures of others with more compassion and less suffering. In parallel, the habit of complaining, although it may seem like a momentary escape valve for our frustrations, reveals itself as an insidious poison to our motivation. Constant complaining keeps us focused on the negative, reinforces feelings of victimization, and prevents us from seeking solutions and taking responsibility for our own happiness. Furthermore, as wisely observed in the video, complaining is a way of dumping our pain on others, overburdening our relationships and creating a cycle of negativity. Cultivating gratitude, even in the face of difficulties, is a powerful antidote to complaining. By focusing on the good things in our lives, however small they may seem, we change our perspective and strengthen our emotional resilience. The silence of complaints opens up space for proactive action, for seeking solutions, and for building a reality more aligned with our desires. The journey of life is marked by ups and downs, by successes and failures. At times we may feel at the peak of our abilities, while at others we may be confronted with unexpected setbacks that shake our confidence and make us question our path. In these moments of difficulty, the belief in the possibility of new beginnings and the ability to reinvent ourselves become essential tools for maintaining motivation and moving forward. Intimacy with God, or with our spirituality, offers us the perspective that each new day is an opportunity for a new beginning, to learn from the mistakes of the past and to forge a different future. This belief frees us from the weight of guilt and regret, allowing us to embrace the present with hope and determination. The ability to reinvent ourselves lies in our mental flexibility and our willingness to step out of our comfort zone, to learn new skills, and to adapt our plans in the face of unexpected changes. The world is in constant evolution, and those who rigidly cling to the past risk being left behind. Motivation flourishes when we embrace change as an opportunity for growth and for the discovery of new possibilities. Starting over can be challenging, requiring courage and resilience. However, each new beginning offers us the chance to apply the lessons learned, to refine our goals, and to build a future even more aligned with our values and aspirations. The unwavering belief in new beginnings allows us to transform failures into stepping stones to success, and difficulties into opportunities for strengthening. Life, in its inherent complexity, often confronts us with situations of injustice, unexpected losses, and events that seem to challenge our faith and our understanding of the world. In these dark moments, it is natural for doubt and discouragement to try to settle in our hearts. However, as wisely pointed out in the video, true faith is not the absence of problems, but rather the ability to keep fighting, to keep hope alive, even when everything seems to go wrong. Injustice can hurt us deeply, generating feelings of anger, frustration, and powerlessness. Unexpected losses can leave us in mourning and questioning the meaning of life. In these moments, it is crucial to allow ourselves to feel the pain, but also to remember that pain, however intense it may be, is transient. Faith offers us the perspective that even in the most difficult situations, there is a greater purpose, a lesson to be learned, or an opportunity for personal growth. Continuing to fight in the midst of adversity requires courage and resilience. It is the conscious decision not to give in to despair, to seek strength in our faith and in our values, and to take one step at a time towards overcoming. Faith reminds us that we are stronger than we imagine, and that we are capable of facing challenges that seem insurmountable. The ability to keep hope alive even when all seems lost is a sign of deep faith and resilience. It is the belief that, despite appearances, the future still holds possibilities for healing, learning, and renewal. This hope impels us to seek solutions, to seek support, and to never give up fighting for a better life. Ultimately, faith is not a mere passive feeling or an abstract belief. It manifests itself in a concrete way in our behavior, in our attitudes, and in our way of facing the challenges of life. As eloquently expressed in the video, faith does not have the power to directly alter external situations, but rather to transform our response to those situations. When we cultivate a genuine faith, we develop a greater capacity for resilience in the face of adversity. Instead of being paralyzed by fear or despair, we are able to find inner strength to face problems head-on, seeking creative solutions and persevering until we achieve our goals. Faith gives us a broader perspective on the challenges of life. Instead of fixating on the immediate details and feeling overwhelmed by difficulties, we are able to see the big picture, to identify the opportunities for learning and growth that each situation offers. Furthermore, faith connects us to something greater than ourselves, whether it be a community of people who share our beliefs, a system of ethical values, or a deep spiritual conviction. This connection provides us with a sense of belonging, support, and purpose, strengthening our motivation and giving us the strength to overcome moments of loneliness and uncertainty. In summary, lasting motivation and the ability to experience miracles in our lives do not depend on the absence of challenges or the guarantee of immediate success. They flourish when we cultivate a clear vision of our goals, nurture an unwavering faith in our ability to achieve them, carefully select the company we keep, free ourselves from the burden of expectations and complaints, embrace the possibility of new beginnings, and keep hope alive, even in the face of injustice and unforeseen events. By allowing faith to transform our behavior and our perspective, we open the doors to a fuller, more meaningful, and more fulfilling life. The journey may be arduous, but the reward of a life lived with purpose and motivation is incalculable.